Robert Heggies was cremated. In keeping with his family's desire for privacy during their time of grief, his ashes were not interred in a public mausoleum or cemetery. Instead, his cremated remains were given to his loved ones. There is no public monument or grave marker for fans to visit. His final resting place is a private one, held in the memory and care of his family. The legacy he leaves behind is not one of stone, but of laughter, preserved forever in the reruns of the show that made him a star and a cherished part of television history for millions. Ron Palillo was laid to rest in his home state of Connecticut. He is buried at Laurel Hill Cemetery in Prospect. For some time after his burial, his grave remained unmarked, a simple plot of grass that gave no indication of the vibrant personality buried beneath. Eventually, however, a proper headstone was placed. It is a modest, flat, dark granite marker, engraved with his name, Ronald G. Palillo, and his years of life. Below his name, the inscription reads, "Beloved partner, son, brother, uncle, friend, teacher." The gravesite is a quiet and unassuming final tribute to the man who brought so much boisterous laughter to the world as Arnold Horshack. Clarice Taylor was interred at Pine Lawn Memorial Park and Arboretum in Farmingdale, New York. This large, sprawling cemetery on Long Island is known for its serene, park-like setting, with vast lawns, mature trees, and beautifully maintained gardens. Her grave is marked by a simple, flat bronze plaque set flush with the grass, a common style throughout the memorial park. The plaque bears her name, birth, and death years, and a simple, loving epitaph. It is a humble and dignified final resting place, located in a quiet section of the cemetery, offering a peaceful spot for reflection on a life that brought so much joy and inspiration to so many, both on the screen and off, particularly his lifelong passion for the works of Henrik Ibsen, which earned him great acclaim in Norway. In accordance with his final wishes, Earl Hyman was cremated. He did not have a public funeral or a grave for fans to visit. Instead, his ashes were returned to his roots. Hyman was born in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and always maintained a deep connection to his home state. Following his cremation, his cremated remains were scattered there. In the land of his birth, his final resting place is not a single plot of earth, but the landscape of North Carolina itself. It is a deeply personal and fitting tribute, a return to the place that shaped him before he went on to share his immense talent with the world. Gilbert had continued working right up until her final years, with roles in shows like Getting On and Life in Pieces, showcasing a passion for her craft that never faded. Following her passing, Anne Morgan Gilbert was cremated. As is the case with many performers, her final arrangements were kept private, and her ashes were given to her family. There is no public grave or memorial marker dedicated to her. Her legacy is her extensive body of work, a testament to a career filled with laughter and unforgettable characters. For fans of The Nanny, she remains forever the iconic Grandma Yetta, a character whose comedic genius is preserved in every rerun, continuing to bring joy to audiences around the world, a lasting tribute to her remarkable talent. Glenn Shaddix was laid to rest at Highland Memorial Gardens in Bessemer, Alabama, a suburb of Birmingham. He is buried in a mausoleum structure within the cemetery. His crypt is marked with a simple plaque bearing his full name, William Glenn Shaddix, and his years of life. It is a quiet and modest final tribute to a man whose on-screen and voiceover presence was anything but. The cemetery offers a peaceful setting for those who wish to pay their respects to the actor, whose unique talent left a lasting impression on both cult cinema and children's animation. In true Phyllis Diller fashion, her final wishes were anything but ordinary. She specified that she wanted to be cremated, a process she humorously referred to as her last hot flash. Her ashes were not interred or scattered in a traditional manner. Instead, they were kept by her family. Her son, Perry Diller, has stated that her ashes reside in a small urn that he keeps with him. There is no public memorial or gravesite for fans to visit. Her legacy is not found in a cemetery, but in the countless recordings of her comedy routines and animated performances, which continue to showcase her one-of-a-kind comedic genius. David Doyle was cremated, and his ashes were scattered at sea in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of California. This choice of a final resting place means there is no grave or marker for fans to visit. His memorial is the vast expanse of the ocean, a final resting place as boundless as the love his character showed for his grandchildren. For millions of fans, his true monument is the work he left behind, His voice is forever preserved in the early seasons of Rugrats, a timeless piece of childhood for those who grew up listening to the gentle, comforting tones of the one and only Grandpa Lou Pickles. Joe Alaskey was laid to rest in his home state of New York. He is buried at St. Mary's Cemetery in Troy. His grave is marked by a distinctive and beautiful headstone. It is an upright monument made of polished black granite. Etched onto the stone is a loving tribute to his career, a portrait of Alaskey surrounded by some of his most famous characters, including Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny, and Sylvester. Below the images, the epitaph reads, "That's all, folks." It is a fitting and touching final curtain call for a man who gave voice to so many beloved characters and continued a cherished legacy for Nickelodeon fans. David Graff was cremated. His ashes were later interred at Forest Rose Cemetery in his hometown of Lancaster, Ohio. His final resting place is marked by a simple and dignified gravestone. It is a flat, gray granite marker set level with the lawn. The stone is engraved with his name, David Paul Graff, his birth and death dates, and a simple cross. Below his name is a heartfelt inscription that reads, "A great actor, a better father, the best of husbands." It is a humble and loving tribute, a quiet final resting place for a man who brought so much loud, explosive comedy to the screen. Robert Vaughn was cremated shortly after his death. His family held a private service to honor his memory. His ashes were not interred in a public cemetery or mausoleum. Instead, his cremated remains were given to his wife and children. His final resting place is therefore a private one, held in the care of his family. For the public and for his many fans, his legacy is preserved in his vast body of work, from his iconic role as Napoleon Solo to his memorable turn as a Nickelodeon villain. His performances remain a testament to a long and remarkable career in entertainment. Marion Ross was cremated. She had a deep love for the sea and the community where she lived for many years. Her family honored this love by scattering her ashes in the Pacific Ocean, off the coast of her cherished California home. There is no grave or physical monument for the public to visit. Her final resting place is the ocean she loved, a beautiful and fitting tribute to a woman who brought so much sunshine into the lives of others. Her spirit lives on in the endless reruns of Happy Days and in the cheerful voice of Grandma SquarePants, forever a part of television history. Don Rickles was laid to rest in a private Jewish ceremony. He is interred at Mount Sinai Memorial Park in the Hollywood Hills section of Los Angeles. This cemetery is the final resting place for many notable figures in the entertainment industry. Rickles is buried beside his son Larry, who passed away in 2011. His grave is marked by a simple, flat, bronze plaque, set flush with the grass. The plaque is inscribed with his name, his dates, and the loving titles of husband, father, and grandfather. It is a humble and dignified marker for a man whose personality was anything but. A quiet final resting place for the undisputed king of insult comedy. Meshach Taylor was cremated. His family held a private memorial service to celebrate his life. In keeping with their desire for privacy, his ashes were not interred in a public location. The final resting place for his cremated remains is private, known only to his family and loved ones. There is no grave or monument for the public to visit. Instead, his legacy is his body of work, from the sophisticated comedy of designing women to the heartfelt lessons of Ned's Declassified. He remains a cherished figure, remembered for the warmth and vitality he brought to every role he played. James Rebhorn was cremated. He was a devout Lutheran, and his funeral services were held at St. Paul's Lutheran Church in New York City. Following the service, his ashes were given to his family. There is no public grave or memorial site. His final resting place is a private one, maintained by his loved ones. His self-written obituary serves as his final, eloquent statement, a testament to a man who faced his mortality with grace, courage, and a deep appreciation for the life he lived. His legacy continues in his vast and impressive body of work, cherished by fans of film, theater, and classic Nickelodeon alike. Jack Riley was cremated. His family held a private memorial to honor his life and career. As with many performers who choose cremation, his ashes were given to his family, and there is no public plot or niche for fans to visit. His final resting place is a private one, in the care of his loved ones. The legacy he leaves behind is a rich collection of performances, but for an entire generation, his voice will forever be associated with a purple-haired cartoon dad tinkering with his latest invention in the basement, and famously lamenting that he has lost control of his life. Christine Cavanaugh passed away at her home in Cedar City, Utah. She was only 51 years old. The cause of her death was never publicly released, though her obituary mentioned a battle with a long illness. Her death was a shock to fans who had grown up with her voice as a constant and comforting presence in their childhoods. Christine Cavanaugh was cremated following her death. In a beautiful and fitting tribute, her ashes were scattered into the Great Salt Lake in Utah. This vast, serene, and unique natural landmark became her final resting place. There is no grave marker or headstone to visit, only the expansive beauty of the lake and the surrounding landscape. Her memorial is the body of work she left behind, a collection of voices that shaped a generation of animation. Her legacy lives on in every fearful stutter of Chucky Finster, a character she imbued with so much heart and humanity. Ernest Borgnine was entombed at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Hollywood Hills, a cemetery famous as the final resting place for many stars. He is located in the Courts of Remembrance, a beautiful mausoleum structure. His crypt is sealed with a marble front that is elegantly and simply inscribed with his name, Ernest Borgnine, and his years of life. It is a dignified and accessible final resting place for a man who brought so much passion and energy to the screen for so many decades. The marble marker reflects his personality in its simplicity, for despite his fame and the accolades he earned, Borgnine was known to be a man of humility, warmth, and down-to-earth humor. Fans who visit the site often leave small tokens of appreciation, from flowers to handwritten notes, reminders that his work still resonates deeply with audiences long after his passing. Forest Lawn itself has long been recognized not only as a cemetery, but also as a cultural landmark, with sweeping views of Los Angeles and carefully maintained grounds that provide peace and reflection. Borgnine's placement in such a setting feels fitting, surrounded by peers who also gave their lives to the arts. The Courts of Remembrance, with its high ceilings and reverent silence, offers visitors a place to pause and recall the vibrancy Borgnine brought to his many roles. It is here that admirers can sense both the permanence of his memory and the transient nature of life, themes that often echoed in the characters he played. James Avery was cremated. His ashes were scattered at sea, but not in his native Atlantic Ocean. Instead, they were scattered in the Pacific Ocean, off the coast of Los Angeles, the city where he built his incredible career. There is no gravesite or memorial for fans to visit. His resting place is the vast ocean, a tribute as grand as his on-screen presence. His legacy is his powerful body of work, from the terrifying voice of a classic cartoon villain to the loving guidance of one of television's greatest father figures.